Welcome back to the William Horton Podcast, Episode 4, Be the Controversy. And this isn't going to get into any political ideals or religious beliefs or anything like that. It's mainly going to get into the topic of what people think is normal and what they think you should do with your life and kind of how to, I guess, break away from those things, and it could possibly lead to your success, but I'm not saying I'm the most successful person, but I feel like I've tried a lot of things, and you can ask most of my friends about that. But anyways, there are 4 ways you can support this channel at the moment. I am now a brand ambassador for Raw Nutrition, and this is not Beyond Raw. This is Raw Nutrition, as in Chris Bumstead's company, Team Thavages, and I have to thank them again for welcoming me into the ambassador program. Thank you so much. Another way to support is to listen to the ads on any of the podcast platforms that you are on. If you listen to the ads, I do get some revenue from that. Another thing you can do is PayPal me at William Horton Podcast, or you can contact me for advertisement at business.horton@gmail.com. So this is one of the biggest things that I wanted to talk about, and that is becoming an ambassador for Raw Nutrition. It is an awesome opportunity for new influencers, especially like if you're getting into fitness and things like that. These guys, they back you 100%. They give you the means to help you build a community and get people behind you. I won't go into too much of a description of that. If you're seeking to be an ambassador of a program like this, I would definitely give them a shot. All you have to do is Google Get Raw Nutrition Ambassador, and it'll come up on Google and give you it'll bring you to where you need to go to get the form and apply to be an ambassador. And like I said, this is not the brand Beyond Raw. This is Raw by Chris Bumstead and his company that he has built. This is Team Thavages. If you follow Chris Bumstead, this is his baby. It's freaking awesome. It's an awesome thing to be a part of. I'm super excited. And from what I understand, they have a lot of great supplements, and they have a lot of ways to go, especially if you're making your cells. So anyways, let's jump into some other things before we get to the actual topic of this episode. We are now doing video podcast, and the main reason I'm doing this is I want to put a face to the brand. I want to put a face behind this podcast. I want y'all to see like what you're supporting, who you're supporting. I'm gonna make it a little more interactive. I'm gonna eventually step to the side. Well, no, I'm gonna step to this side. And when I do my shout outs and stuff, it's all going to pop up right here. As you can see that I did with the captions. And if you're on the podcast, I'm sorry that you can't see it. Go check out the YouTube. So why have I been missing for the last week, and why is this episode late? Well, I've had a lot on my plate. Obviously, trying to figure out how to add video to a podcast. I've had to do some studying up on that. I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm always looking for new business adventures, looking for new ways to spend money. But anyways, but I've been dealing with some issues recently. As you know, I said there's 4 ways to support this channel now, but now there used to be 5. And that was through my apparel company, and that was Masterful Apparel. Masterful Apparel is going through it at the moment. I originally wanted to do it as a print on demand and let another company handle the printing and everything, and I'd do the advertisement, so on and so forth, but that did not turn out well. Printify ended up sending them one of the shirts, and the front logo was off-canted, and also the back logo, which has Masterful Apparel, and the pose, it was too low. And as a new company, I can't afford for that to be an issue. I have to make sure that it's all right. But plus, on top of that, I want to be able to add neck tags. I want to make sure that the branding is good, that I have, the typical tags that come clipped on your shirt, and I want the bags to be like frosty bags and send y'all some stickers and stuff like that. I want it to be more interactive. I really my main goal here is to build a community of people that are just into fitness in general, because if I can help somebody that's already into fitness, that's great. But my main goal is to help people that are too scared to jump into fitness. But another thing is that I do not have to price everything so high whenever I'm doing this myself. And again, as a new company, there's no, well, now there's a face. It's not, may not be the face you wanted to see, but I can put some action behind it as well now. Till then, I shouldn't have to price my clothing up to $30 a freaking shirt. That's terrible. The economy is already pretty bad too. I said I wasn't going to get into that. So my main mission as an influencer is I want to make people feel comfortable doing things for themselves like they would do for other people. Obviously, this doesn't mean that you can't help other people. This just means that you have to take care of yourself enough that you can help other people, and a lot of people lack on that. Again, that is not the main focus. I just kind of wanted to do a little restatement of what I actually do this podcast for, and I know I was one of those people that had a hard time just focusing on me, and I was always jumping around and doing things for everybody else, and it made it super difficult for me to get things done that I felt I really needed to be getting done. So if you followed me in my previous journey as a video game streamer, you know that this is not the normal setup. This is actually, well, I mean, the desk and the computer and stuff's the same. The microphone's the same. But, I mean, look at my cornbread room. Robocallers. But, sorry they interrupted this part of the podcast. But anyways, my cornbread room. I'm not going to show you around the whole thing because, it's not finished. I don't have any furniture in here. But the coolest thing about this whole ordeal, and if you're on the podcast, come watch the YouTube too, because check this out. It's a little unlevel. Somebody send that to Joe Rogan. He'd be proud of me. We are definitely getting furniture, by the way. It's just furniture costs moolah. So, takes a little bit of a minute. Another thing is we're not doing any black couches around here. We're not doing any black couches. If you know what I'm talking about, dude, I know what you did last night. Anyways, all jokes aside, I do have an interview lined out. It is with a lifelong friend of mine. I'd say once we got in high school, we were a little more of acquaintances, but when we were younger, we were pretty close, and he has grown up into a awesome guy. I want to say last year, he competed in the Phil Heath. He has been on his bodybuilding journey for a while now. He is an awesome influencer. But if you'd like to support him before he ever comes on this podcast and kind of check out and get to know who he is, you can head over to @WaldripFitness on Instagram. He also has his link tree up in the bio of his Instagram, and it'll lead you to his YouTube and his natural bodybuilding coaching website. And I don't want to get too much into it because that's something I want to cover over the interview. I really want y'all to get to know this guy. A phenomenal dude. Adding on to the long list of why I disappeared for a whole week. Hopefully some of y'all miss me.
Skinny bitch.
But when I disappeared for a whole week, I ended up injuring my left arm. This is one of my other many excuses. David Goggins would probably be very disappointed in me right now. I've had issues with my left arm from bull riding previously whenever I was younger and thought I was going to be a cowboy. Cool stuff. Just cowboy. Yeehaw. Yeah. That's what happens when you grow up in a small town. You ain't got much else to do. While I was injured, I've really been focusing on helping my wife. I previously made a workout program for two of my friends. I haven't exactly got results in because they're very busy people, and sometimes their schedule gets taken up, and it's not as consistent as the program is laid out, which is totally fine. I really just wanted to give them a guideline of where to start and what a good place to start was. It's highly possible I may even overcomplicate it a little bit, but the cool thing about doing this with my wife is that I can monitor it. We can go through videos together. We can look at form. I can even work on my form at the same time as helping her. So it's a really cool experience. It's a very awesome bonding experience. I do recommend it. Like if you know more about weightlifting than your spouse and they would like to get into it, definitely be the motivation for that. It's awesome. It's a great experience. I probably said that like 12 times. So what it's came down to is previously my wife kind of strictly stuck to working out at home, dumbbells, cardio, that kind of thing. Her and her niece, they would get together and they would work on cardio, dumbbells. I mean, it was fitness. It was really good. She made really good progress just doing that. She lost 15 pounds. She really cracked down and did a lot beyond what I told her about studying about macros and calories and being in a calorie deficit and calorie maintenance and calorie surplus. So when she was younger, she was put on steroids, and I don't know if you know a lot about steroids, but especially like exposure to them when you're younger. And this is like medicinal steroids, not like trying to get swole steroids. Okay. So they can really mess with your metabolism, and she wasn't much of an eater at that point anyways. We pretty much started making sure she was meeting her maintenance, and we had to play with it because due to reasons that I'm not going to talk about. We had to play with it just like you do anybody else's diet, and we had to figure out like where her metabolism, quote unquote, reset. And it did. I can't give you like the scientific method that we used. We pretty much just brought her back up to maintenance. We started seeing results then, and then we brought her. It's really hard for her to meet her maintenance anyways, to eat that many calories, because she, like I said, she wasn't much of an eater. She was pretty much always in a deficit. But once she started eating and actually getting her metabolism working, and then her fitness that she was already doing on top of that, it's just been awesome. So 15 pounds down, if we can just give her a round of applause. That is great. I couldn't ask for any better. You can support your spouse through their fitness journey. That is one of the best things you can do, I think, personally. So I finally got her to go to the gym with me, and it really wasn't like any pushing, like, oh, you have to go to the gym with me. I think she just saw me going, and she had already stated that she wanted to go to the gym and that she wanted me to show her how to initially lift weights. I'm like I said, I'm not the perfect guy. I don't have the perfect form, but not everybody has got money for a personal trainer, bro. So chill. Greg Duchette, or whatever your name is. Calling you out, bro. Talking too much about Sam Sulik. But since we've been in the gym, I finally today got the workout program that I made for my friends reworked around for our gym, and so she hasn't been sticking to that. I haven't got to see the results of that yet, but that'll be in the next episode. But as of right now, already being in the gym 2 weeks in, she's already lost another 5 pounds. So she is making amazing progress, and I'm super proud. I just thought I would give another. I think that's a great excuse for me being absent for the past week and a half. He'll find me. What does this guy mean about being controversial? He's gonna hurt my feelings. No, bro. I'm not gonna hurt your feelings. I'm not going into everybody's beliefs. Everybody has the right to their beliefs, man. Leave me out of that. So being controversial, whenever I was growing up, I grew up in a small town. It was nothing but learning how to be a rancher, be a carpenter, go work in the plants, go work on cars, yeehaw, stuff like that. And that nobody ever told me that I could go and make spreadsheets and help people lose weight and defeat obesity. Nobody told me that I could go to a gym and apprentice under a coach. Nobody told me I could go play on my computer for 8 hours a day and make money. Nobody told me that I could learn how to hack off of YouTube. Nobody told me a lot of things, man. And that's what I always thought. So here I am, 24 years old, stuck in a plant, and it's great. Yeah, I do. I make good money. That's cool. I'm living some of the people's around here's dream life. It's not my dream life. just because that's what somebody else thinks is a good life, and that's what they want to do, and it's not me. I don't want to be stuck like that all my life. And I have mad respect for the people that just they do it. That was their dream, that was their goal, and I get it. That's because that's all you knew. But once I started figuring out about all these other things, I was ready to take on something else. I'm ready to take on the world. I'm ready to see. I'm gonna try a million different things and fail more than likely, fail at 90% of these things. But when I'm old, I'm going to say, I tried. And eventually, if I try a million different things, one of them's got to succeed, dude. I don't even have that bad odds whenever, I gamble. Which I don't even actually gamble. I just gamble on a game on my phone because gambling's bad. And, yeah, I don't know when to stop. So, anyways, that's why I don't gamble, if y'all wanted to know that. But my point is at some point, you're going to succeed. You're going to find something that you like. You're going to find something that sticks with you. And where I'm at right now, it just isn't it. It is for some people. And I got mad respect for you, dude. But for me, it's not it. So I just pray about it. I think about it. I write down ideas every day. I'm constantly chasing new goals. I think the main one that stuck with me and one that I've really found is fitness and podcasting. That's two, but still they kind of go together. They coincide. They've stuck with me. These are things I'm focused on, and honestly, maybe three. So fitness, podcasting, and helping people, and with these two, helping people, bro, I can do it with those two. And yeah, maybe I do seek to make a living off of these things, but who doesn't want to make a living off of something that they're prideful about? Just like some of those guys that go out there and work in these plants, or they're carpenters, they're proud of their work. Well, this is the work I want to be proud of. This is the work I want to be known for. This is me. And I did a whole podcast about who me was. It didn't seem as personal to me. I don't think I was as honest as I could be, and that's just the honesty about it. I don't want to die a plant hand, and I'm not going to. And I feel like that's something I can share. But guess what? That's controversial, especially around these parts where I'm from. They're like, "Oh man, you got a good job. Well, you should learn to be a little more grateful and be satisfied." Well, that's great for you, Bubba, but there's more out there for me. There's more out there for you. Those jobs, though, they are a necessity. If that's something you're into and you want to make a good living, you can get out there in the plants. Hard work will get you there. I promise. I went in with no school. It was just I got the right job, and it's led me on to further that career. Like I said, it's not a bad career. It's just not my career. I'm not gonna lie. This podcast, the end of it was a little bit of a rant. And it's something I want to use this podcast to help me out too. I want it to be somewhere I can get stuff off of my chest. But if I can help somebody in the long run, then I will. And if you enjoyed this episode, if maybe I said something to you that just really hit home, or maybe you and your spouse decide to go to the gym, or you go buy some raw fitness pre-workout or protein to support your boy on my referral link, just let me know. Get in the comments. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to interact with me, dude. I'm a pretty chill person. I like to interact with people. That's why I'm doing this whole thing. So this is the outro for episode 4, Be the Controversy. I hope you enjoyed this content. And like I said, there are 4 ways to support this podcast and this now YouTube channel. You can go to my referral link in the description below or in my bio on Instagram and get 10% off using code MASTERFUL in that referral link and get 10% off your raw fitness purchase. Be sure to listen to all the ads, because I do receive some revenue from there. You can also PayPal me at William Horton Podcast, along with contacting me for advertisement at business.horton@gmail.com. I was your host, William Horton. It was great speaking with y'all. I hope y'all enjoy the new Cornbread Studio. It's going to be more eventually, but y'all have a good one.